Hello everyone and welcome to 1001up.com's coverage of EGI Rezzed 2015 here in London. I'm with Sherida of Tiger Squid as part of the Team 17 booth here where she's demonstrating her game Beyond Eyes. So Sherida, first of all, thank you very much for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Yeah, sure. It's an exploration game and you play as a blind girl. Her name is Ray and she's 10 years old. And a few years before the start of the game, she lost her eyesight in an accident, and she kind of she was very traumatized by the whole event. So as a result, she stays indoors in the safety of her home for most of her childhood, not really having a reason to go out because she has a friend, which is this beautiful, big, fat red cat, Nani. They play together a lot, and then at the beginning of the game, Nani goes missing, and she's devastated. And she kind of finally finds the courage to go outside for the first time and go on a search for the missing cat. And because she's blind, the world originally is completely white. And by touching things and smelling and kind of recalling from memory what things could be, she kind of fills in the world as a watercolor painting.
Brilliant, and that world, as we can see, is a very distinctive world. It's all very watercolors and a design you perhaps don't see elsewhere. What was the inspiration for that?
So I have a friend, her name is Leon, and she was in college with me, and we were planning on doing a graduation project together. And she always made these really, really lovely watercolor paintings, and I kind of wanted to find a way to get that traditional look into a video game. So we started brainstorming about what we want to do, and I really want to make a game about exploration and about having a character you can connect with and kind of also having her respond to whatever you do to her. So instead of just it being an empty vessel for you to play and toy with, she would be like a real person with feelings, and if you treat her right, she would show it to you, and if you would treat her badly, she would also start distrusting you a little bit more. And
which definitely comes across because you can see when there's a loud noise or a scary noise, she kind of hunches up and
like her body language changes and the sounds feel a little bit more distorted, and she feels really uncomfortable. But at the same time, if you kind of bring her to pleasant things that she likes, she really she really opens up and literally in terms of animation as well, and she feels a lot more confident to try on new things that she previously was too scared to try.
And where did the idea of Ray come from? Because obviously a 10-year-old blind girl is not a particularly common protagonist in games.
Yes. So the thing is that I kind of like the idea of making games from a personal point of view, and when I was about her age, I experienced some things in my life that kind of forced me to grow up a little bit faster than I wanted to, and at the same time I kind of want to get that feeling across of that sometimes bad things happen, like your friend gets lost and you feel like you're like a victim in a situation and you can't really do anything about it, and I kind of wanted to make a game about you taking that control, empowering yourself, and kind of change your outlook on life and make things not as bad as they initially seem. So that's kind of my life lesson, I guess, and I kind of wanted the player to have the same experience, because when you first meet Ray, she's very scared, and you kind of think of like, oh, she's the poor blind girl, and she kind of feels like that's her identity as well. And then by exploring the world, and she also kind of explores herself and kind of finding her own person and finding that this thing that happened to her doesn't define her, who she is, but she can kind of be her own person as well.
That's really good. And of course you're part of the big Team 17
indie label.
Yeah.
Yes.
How are you finding that? How have they been? How did that kind of come about?
So they spotted me a while back and they really liked the idea, but we never really got in contact. And then they heard through some people that I was looking for funding and help with completing the game, and they reached out and said like, oh, we can help you bring it to consoles, can do just it, help you with PR, marketing. So this went on the last time at GX. I was showcasing it part of their indie label for the first time, and then in December we kind of got together and talked about the opportunity of co-developing the game. So they like, oh, we really like the game, like what it can be, but we also think we can give you the resources to get the maximum out of the concept, which means that I have their best programmers and designers and artists on the project to kind of really make the game without my personal skill constraints and time constraints as well, which is being a one-person studio.
And clearly it's been a very positive experience for you, and as things get on and closer to release, which actually I should ask you, when are we when can we expect to see it?
No dates, but definitely this year. Yeah.
Fantastic this year, and certainly on Xbox One and Steam, as we can see from and plans elsewhere.
PlayStation 4, and that's so it's going to be 5 platforms: PC, Mac, Linux, Xbox One, PlayStation 4.
Absolutely brilliant. Last question.
Yes.
What are you most proud of?
Of
In terms of the development, you can say anything you like, really, but development especially.
everything. No, it's okay. It sounds. I was talking about this with some friends lately, and it's. I'm kind of proud making really bad business decisions all along, because I always wanted to make this game this way, and kind of everybody kind of told me not to do it. Like, oh, you can't make a game you have to make it for the players. You have to do this, you have to do that. And I was really stubborn trying to make it the way that I want to make it, and I'm finally at the stage where it's kind of paying off, and people are picking it up, people are enjoying it, and it's like, this was what I envisioned all along, and I'm really glad to show it to people like the way that I envisioned it. So that's cool.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It is a labour of love. Please check it out if you get a chance, because we absolutely love it. I certainly do. Sherida, thank you so much for your time. And good luck. So again, guys, if you like this and the rest of our coverage, please hit the upvote and the like button. That would be great. Cheers.